Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Entab presents CampusCare EdTalks, a platform where top educators share their viewpoints on burning topics related to education. The old school ways of teaching and learning don't seem to engage today's generation effectively. They are more eager for a pattern of learning that suits their generation and the times. Personalized learning is one of the patterns that has been increasingly accepted by educators and students to make learning more engaging and productive. So, today in Entab CampusCare EdTalks, we will talk about the benefits of personalized learning and how EdTech can be used in churning the best out of personalized learning. To share expertise on the topic, we have with us an educator with about 30 years of experience in the educational sector. She has contributed as a voluntary teacher in countries such as West Africa and UK. In India, she has been associated with various schools. She has been a resource person for CBSE and the British Council and even a mentor for ISA. She is very keen in getting students international exposure, and for the same, she is actively running the international project involving 7 countries. She has pursued a PhD degree in English and is also trained in Bharatnatyam dancer. With this note, I would like to welcome Dr. Mrinalini Anand, Principal MG World Vision School, Muzaffarnagar, UP. Welcome to NTAP Campus Care, ma'am.
Thank you so much, dear. Namaskar to all the audience who are watching us. And it feels really nice to be here on this forum and to be talking about the new age things that are coming up. Thank you so much, Indap, for giving me this opportunity.
The pleasure is all ours, ma'am. Thank you for joining us today. And to all our viewers who are watching this show, please do click that subscribe button and press that bell icon for regular updates for more exciting sessions like this. So, ma'am, it is being assumed that Generation Z learners have a disconnection with the type of infrastructural delivery being offered to them. This is just a general question considering the times of their orientation. What are your views about this, ma'am?
I think you have a very, very validated point here because I have been associated into this field of education, which also happens to be my passion for years. And of course, we've also been students. I have been fortunate enough to be going to some of the best institutions of the nation. But what education was before is not what it is now. In fact, so much so that even the new education policy had to be drafted considering the requirements differently. The oldies, who have been a part of the education system, they had, they never thought out of the box. They were very limited to the syllabi and the content and the curricula. And somehow the feeling would be, I'm not absolutely, condoning it, but then they used to be like, I am the God in the class and what I say is right. They never gave the freedom to expand your knowledge and your brains to think about it. Children these days are very, very advanced. Look at the technology where it is going. So, I mean, even I at times feel that I'm a complete illiterate with whatever is happening. So many times I have to ask my students, and they are better with it. When we started the online classes, children would tell us, no, no, ma'am, you click on this, and then, that's how you can access this. So, with their kind of mindsets, their kind of brains, and this advancement in technology, obviously, children are not what they used to be. There has to be a disconnect. We have to do something about it. This we should accept very gracefully. What worked before is definitely not going to work now.
Rightly said, ma'am. Today's students are actually EdTech freaks, as we can say them. So, ma'am, as you know, that these generation learners are very specific about their approaches as well as orientation. So, this is why we see the likeness towards personalized learning more. So, is this pattern filling up that gap?
To quite some extent, yes. I mean, of course, with COVID took away a lot of opportunities from the world. But then, I mean, it's always a classic case of glass half full and half empty. It also brought in things which we had never imagined it would. And like in, when we were talking before, we were talking about personalized learning and what are the requirements of the children, what is a disconnect. I'll share an anecdote with you. I was working in the UK, and a, a student of my class, I was trying to teach him to write. He wanted me to convince him that why should I even learn to write. I am telling you, I had also just started. I was way younger, not all that confident, and a little limited, little inhibited. Trust me, it was very difficult for me to explain to him that why does he need to learn to write. I said, you need to express yourself. He said, there are keys, there are computers, there are laptops. I said, you have to draw. He said, there are tablets. You have to be able to express. There are phones. I said, you have to sign the checks. He said, why do I have to sign the checks? There is online transfer. So you imagine the kind of brains that the children have. And with this technology coming up, in our classrooms, we have certain children who learn at a particular pace and the others learn at a different pace. So, Intab kind of softwares, and there are others also around, they truly help us to fill that gap. This online mode thing, initially this was not happening, but now wherever the children are having a little lesser pace of learning, because everything is happening virtually, we can take extra classes. Children are in their homes. We can customize the models, we can customize the test series for them. So a lot of blending is happening, and I think this personalized learning has got the much needed impetus with the platforms like yours.
Completely agreed, ma'am. Completely agreed. So, as you were saying that yes, the students today do make us speechless with their immense knowledge about technology. So, ma'am, as you were earlier speaking, that learning during the lockdown period and the COVID period has brought in a lot of technology, as we see. So, in this lockdown period, the e-learning is still continuing. How are students learning with the technology right now?
Uh, I think it has been a brilliant alternative. I would not say that online learning can completely replace offline learning, but what we have gathered is that both of them should move in simultaneously. That should be, and that would be the best solution to the situation, because online learning has pitched in a lot of places where offline was not being used. But at the same time, I honestly feel that, see, online platforms have always been available. If it was the mode to be replaced, then the world is not full of foolish people. There are, brains all around. So the world would have automatically shifted to an online mode years back. That's why
Completely
I'm
agreed.
saying that the presence of a teacher, the presence of physical students, the presence of headmasters and headmistresses, and the school environment has its own utility. It is not just learning. School and colleges and universities and institutions are an atmosphere. They are an ecosystem which is as much required for the students. But then, when we consider only learning, yes, the online platforms have been a great help. And when the world was sitting locked in the homes, you guys were the people who were investing overtime hours to make things easy, user friendly, and successful for all of us. So, thank you so much for helping us around, because you've made it so simple now, this online learning thing, that teachers whom we really pushed to shift to technology, they've been forced to push, and they are managing it pretty well. I mean, everybody is being able to manage the system, which is a major breakthrough all over the world.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, yes, technology is not that difficult. It is just the matter of a click. So, as we are talking about technology, EdTech provides immense opportunities for students to pursue in whichever direction they wish, be it academics or personal growth. But students have to be guided about it. So, ma'am, in your view, how can schools create a model for this personalized learning?
I think, ma'am, first and foremost, the school has to have a conviction and willingness to be able to give this kind of platform and this kind of e-learning their best shot. They do not have to run away from it. They have to be accepting that, yes, this is something which can work, which will work, which is working. Because I see around me, certain thing, and trust me, not only did that interview go wonderfully well, but I felt I have achieved another milestone in my life. So if I can feel that way, it's a different high for all of us. Trainings are extremely vital, and I know forums like you will be available for our help and assistance and will be able to pull us through this time and make us ready to adapt and accept and execute the new education policy where technology has a very strong priority.
Very rightly said, ma'am. I completely agree with you on this. So technology will never stop. Trainings would never stop. So, ma'am,
Never,
as
never, never.
never stop exactly. And even students and teachers do have to keep learning. It is a continuous process, as we know. So, ma'am, as we come to the end of our webinar, do you have any remarks with the teachers, with the students, our viewers out there? Anything regarding technology and personalized learning for them?
Yes, yes. This was something which I was really waiting to come up to. I have been meeting a lot of parents of lately ever since this COVID started, and maybe I'm working in a very beautiful advanced school, but in a B town. I am not sure how the A towns of the country are taking it, but I have been meeting a lot of parents who say, I mean, this they come back to me saying, अजी ये तो बेकार की बात है, ई लर्निंग तो कुछ भी नहीं होता, कोई क्लास व्लास नहीं चालू है. Little do they realize how much effort it takes for the teacher to be perfect. When our teachers are teaching, when teachers all over the world these days are teaching, we are actually in the drawing rooms and the bedrooms of every house. How perfect they need to be. They cannot afford mistakes. For that, they have to work harder on their lesson plans, harder on their mode of teaching, on their diction, on their content, on the slightest possible thing. At the same time, the children are also learning. In my school, which I'm sure a lot of other schools are also doing, we have online classes right from the KG babies. And they actually sit, they actually enjoy. Everybody has got into the mode now that, okay, this is my school, I am sitting and I am now going to study. They enjoy the classes. So there is a lot of faith and there is a huge bond between the teachers and the students. Most parents are very understanding and they know that this is the best mode of education because our child is at home, our child is safe, and our child is still learning. But I have a special note which I would like to make of for the parents who are undermining e-learning. Please do not do that. If not as good, it is close to being as good. That is also, I'm saying, keeping your mindset in the head. Because, like we've been talking about other things, in certain areas, it has proven to be better than offline education.
Yes.
With the kind of things that we've been able to do, the tests that we have been able to take, the exams that we have been able to conduct, the lectures. I mean, do not please undermine that. Please be open, please be accepting. World is changing. We need to change, and e-learning is a brilliant mode of teaching and learning.
Yes, ma'am, rightly said. So I hope all the parents out there have got the message as clear as we have. E learning is today's mode of learning, and e learning is beneficial, close to perfection, as ma'am said. So, ma'am, thank you for joining us today, and to all our viewers also, thank you for joining us. And if you've not yet clicked on that subscribe button, do click it and click that bell icon for regular updates. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Namaskar, everybody. Be safe, be
Namaskar.
happy, and carry on the e learning till the world doesn't open up. Even when the world opens up, please carry on e learning. It is wonderful. Thank you, Intab, once again. It was a pleasure being live on your show and being able to convey my heartfelt feelings and how I feel about education and e learning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, and namaskar to all.